documents as far as a student portfolio. So their whole student portfolio can be on their Padlet that they create. One idea that I thought was really great was that if it's somebody's birthday, you can create a Padlet and everybody in class post one thing that they like about that student and share it to that student for their birthday. This would also be a great way to spread kindness during appreciation days for custodians, office staff, lunchroom staff, and likewise the kids would go on and they could post something why they're appreciative of that person or group of people, and then you share it with those people. It's a great way to build community, to showcase work, collaborate on projects, and a good tool for graphic organizers. Another reason why it's so great is because it's good for NTI, online learning. And since we don't know what the future holds right now, that's might be a big part of our dynamic this year. So they're able to access Padlet as long as they have internet access and some type of device, since it is a website. Padlet also allows students to brainstorm together, answer questions. They can have their own voice, be creative, express themselves, and collaborate with others. So I think that those are really good reasons to use Padlet. Now, how do you use Padlet? Well, there is a Padlet app, and you can download that to your phone, but I usually just go to Padlet.com. And what you do once you go to Padlet.com, which I'll walk you through all these steps, is you create a board, and you share that board with your students. I usually push it out on Google Classroom because we have all our students on Google Classroom. And then once you push it out to the students and they're able to post on that board, then you can monitor it, you can view what they've written, you can grade what they've posted on there, and provide feedback. So just some great ways how to use it. This is just one of the ways that I use it during small group reading time. I had a little center set up, and like you guys know, especially in the elementary world, writing is very structured right now. And so when we have the 2.6, the 3.8 paragraphs, it's really hard to get students to write creatively because they are trying to fit their ideas into, a format. And so I like to use it just for creative writing, for writing prompts. And so I have titled this one Writing Prompt Week of 5-6, which was not last school year, but the school year before. I taught third grade then. And I had this group this was their small group reading time, and they would get on the Chromebooks, and they knew exactly where to go in the Google Classroom. They clicked on the title of the Padlet, and it took them here, and they posted answering the opinion question or the topic question. So this one was, what would you eat if you were on a deserted island? How would you catch your food? So I have 4 students here, and I'll go into kind of some detail in a few minutes when we create a Padlet. But as you can tell, I have 3 students who followed the directions and put their name at the top, and 1 student who did not. So I'm unsure of what student that is now. I'm sure at the time I probably could deduce who that was based on the other kids that filled out a Padlet or a post on there. But anyway, they respond to the prompt, and also there is an ability that they have to comment on each other's posts. So they can agree with a classmate, they can disagree, and of course, all this comes after you explicitly teach them the appropriate way to respond to a prompt, respond to each other, and things like that. So let's make a Padlet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of my slide, and I'm just going to take you to Padlet.com. When you go to Padlet.com, this is what you see. This is the main screen. You can sign up for free, which hopefully you will do today in a little bit when I give you some time. But I do have an account, so I'm going to log in. And I'll log in with Google. And then once it comes up, it will go to my dashboard first. That's what I see when I first go into Padlet, is my dashboard. So let's see here. Okay. So we have some options up here at the top. You can make a Padlet, you can join a Padlet, you have your gallery, and you can upgrade to that premium version I was telling you about. Okay, so and then they've got some links over here at the side, recents, ones that you have made, ones that have been shared to you, ones that you've liked, and ones that have been archived. So just a real quick way to see the ones that you've made is there's the little snowman. I call it a snowman, pancakes, whatever you want to call it. But that this gives me the option to edit these. So I can open these Padlets up to edit them. And then these down here have been shared to me. And so I've been a part of that Padlet because it was shared. So if we want to make a Padlet, you just click on make a Padlet, and it gives you these options right here. Now, a few things about these options. The wall is the most popular one. It just puts students or teachers' posts, whatever you're using this for, in a brick-like pattern. So they're just kind of all over the screen, like Post-it notes on a page. The canvas is a way that you can link content together. A stream is kind of like a blog or a Facebook post. So once you're like kind of scrolling through Facebook, it's a stream, and you can scroll through students' posts that way. The grid is content arranged in rows of boxes. The shelf is really neat because you can arrange it in columns, and you can title each column whatever you want it to be, so that students will then, when they make a post, they will drag it to the appropriate column that it goes in. Okay, so I have a text saying my sound's really bad. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear me? So give me a thumbs up or. Can you all hear me okay?
We can hear you pretty well, Ashley. It's just breaking up quite a bit, and then it'll catch up. Like it'll make your voice go really fast,
Yes.
like you're talking like a little mouse.
Oh, that's.
But
that's
we do hear every word. It just takes a little time sometimes.
Wonder if I turn the closed captioning on, would that help? Well, you know what?
It's give it a try.
I won't be able to do it on the website, but that's okay. So I'll just kind of talk slower. Maybe that will help. So the shelf, I feel like it's a really neat way to do like a KWL chart. So like one column could be what they already know, the middle what they want to know, and the right what they have learned. And then you have the back channel, which is like a chat, the map where they can post things depending on where maybe they're doing research, where that comes from around the world, and then the timeline. Now, I typically always use wall just for the sake of what I've used with it in the past. But of course, they all have their benefits, but we'll choose wall. Okay. So when it comes up, this is how you modify on the right. Now, it automatically titles your Padlet something really cute. But if you want to title it something else, like for me, I'll title it Padlet Demo, because that's what we're doing. We're just making a demo. You can give your Padlet a description. So this is where I put, the week of, so they know, whatever week it is, that's what week we're in. And then the description is where I post a question for them to respond to for small group reading. You can assign your Padlet an icon, which is just a little picture that goes up in the left-hand corner. And they have a lot of different options. I don't know why I'm always drawn to food. I like food. But you can put it whatever it relates to your Padlet that you're making. And then you'll see that there's an address. And in this address, you can change it to whatever you want. So they will automatically give you an address. But if you want to change it to whatever you want, it will automatically change it here in the Omnibox. Okay, once you save it. The wallpaper, you can choose exactly what your Padlet looks like as far as the background. Okay, they've got a lot of options on here, or you can add your own image. So you can change the wallpaper. The color scheme is where when someone makes a post, you can choose that it will show up on a white background. So it'll be a light, or a black dark ground, a black post. Now, this I think would just be helpful depending on what wallpaper you're using. If you're using a really dark wallpaper, then maybe a lighter post would be better. You have 4 fonts to choose from. So you just choose from whichever font that you want. And the attribution, if you click on that, it will automatically show the student's name at the top. Now, I was talking to you earlier about how I had that one student. You know, we always have the students who don't put their name on papers, and it just drives you nuts. And this student did not put his or her name on the post on the Padlet. Well, if a student has a Padlet account, then their name will automatically show up as long as you have this toggle, this attribution. But if they do not have a Padlet account, which my students never have had a Padlet account, then it pops up anonymous. And when it pops up anonymous, I have to train them to put their name as the title, basically, so that it will show me who that is. So it's kind of up to you if you want your students to have a Padlet login where they just log in with Google and that it automatically has their name, or if you want to train them to put their name on there. And the new post position is where when a student makes a post, where it will show up. So you can choose for, the very first person who made a post can always stay up at the top, or it can be like Facebook where they, go down and down and down and down to the bottom. And as people start posting, theirs appears at the top. Comments is where you can allow viewers to comment on other people's posts. I have used this in class before, but I have also had to take it away because of a couple of students who didn't use it appropriately. So again, a lot of explicit teaching, and then there's just some groups where it doesn't matter if you explicitly teach it or not, they're just not going to be very nice. So you can choose to have them comment on each other's. I just really like that option because they're collaborating with each other. They're agreeing, they're building relationships with each other, which is extremely important in the digital world as of now. Excuse me. As far as reactions go, you can choose for students to be able to react to different posts. They can like it. They can vote yes or no. They can rate a post, give it stars. So if you push all the posts out and you put, different images or different videos, and you have them rate, they can rate that using the stars, or they can be assigned a grade. So you can give numeric scores to posts. We'll just have them like. And then at the bottom, there's content filtering. So you can check this toggle, and it allows you to be able to approve a student's post before it will show up for any other students to see it. That is a nice feature so that you can moderate everything. However, I really like the idea of students being able to see each other's posts in real time. And this puts a lot of pressure on you as a teacher to continually check the Padlet so that you can approve the posts. And then there's one that filters profanity, which replaces bad words with nice emojis. So once you get your Padlet set up how you want it, you just click Start Posting, and then you're able to post, or students able to post. So how do you post in Padlet? Well, there's a couple of different ways. You can click the little pencil at the bottom, which gives a box. And see, I have a Padlet account, so it automatically puts my name up here. If a student does, it will put their name up here. If they do not, it will put anonymous. And then I always teach them just to title it with their name and then go on and write what they want to write at the bottom. So we have name at the top, we have title. They can title it their name if they don't have an account or whatever pertains to what they're posting on. And then they can write something. And then there's a lot of different options that they have from this point. They can upload pictures, upload images, upload videos. They can put a link in here. They can do a Google search, which is what my kids really like to do, because whatever they were responding to on the writing prompts, they found an image to go with it. I think that this would be really cool given the fact that we have been in NTI or maybe in NTI this coming up school year. They're able to put their own images in there that they can take from their Chromebook at home or their device at home. They can take a picture right in there, and then there are more options. They can take a video from their camera. They can record audio from their microphone. They can record their screen like a little screencastify. They can doodle on a canvas and put that in there. They can add a place, or they can even link it to another Padlet. So if they've created another Padlet that kind of goes into more detail, if they have their own account, they can link this post to that. So I really like that feature of it. Once it's on here, they can move it wherever they want to move it to. They have the option to delete it. Once you click off of it, then this is where you'll see that reaction is on here, so other students can like it. And you can go in here and change the color. You can edit the post. You can transfer the post to another Padlet. You can copy it. You can expand it, make it a little bit bigger, or you can delete it. So I just really like Padlet. It's very similar to Flipgrid, but I feel like, you know, the capabilities for collaboration and writing and seeing one another's posts on here, I think is so important for kids to see, you know, those good answers, those good quality answers being modeled. You could use it for math, you know, to describe your math problem, the way that you work something out, which would help those strugglers as well. Now, just a little bit about what this page looks like. So up here at the top, you can like the Padlet, you can remake the Padlet, you can share the Padlet. So this is how I push the Padlet out to the kids through Google Classroom. I usually just copy the link to clipboard, and then I post it in Google Classroom wherever I need it to be. This is where you can add members. You can invite members to be able to edit the Padlet. You can change the privacy, where you keep it private, like just hidden from the public. You can put a password on it. You can keep it secret, which it automatically defaults to. You can let it be public, and you can also give them permission, so they can just read the post but maybe not write anything. If you've created a Padlet where you don't necessarily want them to write, you just want them to have the information, that would be good for that. You can give them the ability to write in posts, but they cannot edit or approve others' posts. Okay, and then you can give them editing rights so that they can edit and do everything just like they were an administrator on here. And then there's different ways that you can share. You can copy the link to clipboard. You can get the QR code embedded in your blog or website, email it to somebody, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Google Classroom. You can save your Padlet as an image, PDF, or CSV, Excel, or print your Padlet. So just some options there. The cogwheel has some more, it pops up with the editing, the modifying the Padlet, and then the little pancakes up here at the top show you all the different things that you can do as well. And a lot of the same that we've kind of gone over. So that is how you make a Padlet. Let me get back to my presentation real quick. Let's see. So we made a Padlet. And now put this in here step by step too. That'll help you guys when I give you some time in a minute. Of course, the computer's been running really, really well all day until I present. No, it's kind of slow. So I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to create your own Padlet to create an account if you don't have one. And you can just, if you foresee you using this Padlet for specific content, you can go on and create that. If you're not sure how you want to use it yet, because we are very, very overwhelmed in the education world right now, you can just create a fun Padlet. Maybe you know somebody's birthday's coming up. It would be a fun way to celebrate their birthday. But I'm going to be here to help you. So I'm going to get out of here, go back to the meet. So if you have any questions, you can put on the chat, or you can turn your mic on and ask away. Getting caught up on the chats here. Yeah, Rebecca, I like that. It could be useful for interacting. Yes, I really like that it could be so useful at giving them a social, emotional aspect with their classmates, because it does help them build community. And while they can share videos and pictures and stuff, it's a lot like Flipgrid in that way, where they can connect with each other and show things at home that they are proud of, work that they're proud of. I think it would build community for sure, especially if we're in a TI and we're not face-to-face instruction. Yeah, Shelly, I really like the shelf wall. I just haven't used it yet, but I really like that option where you can control the different columns, and then the kids can place their posts where they go in the different columns. I really, because I'm a social studies teacher, I love the map and the timeline feature, but this was my first year teaching social studies in fourth grade, just completely departmentalized. So I had a lot of new standards to learn, and so it was a little overwhelming this year, but I definitely will use Padlet for social studies this year coming up. Yeah, Phyllis, I'll put it back in there. Actually, I may have it.